Right. So today I am going to show you all how I build a shot. So first thing first, whenever you get to a shoot, you want to set up your lights as evenly as you can. Normally, when I'm in the gym, normally the middle is the best spot. So normally they all want the logo in it, and then you can basically figure out how to set up your lights. So what I normally do, set up both my rim lights at the edge of the circle or the edge of the logo, both facing at the subject. And then I set my main light somewhere between me and the subject, in front of them, off to the side, either to the right or a little bit to the left. When you build your shot, the first thing you want to do is get the background how you want it. So for the smoke and everything to show, and for you to get a dramatic look like this final image, you want to have the background pretty dark. As you can see here, the background is as dark as it could be, but not pitch black dark. That's how I wanted to look. So I had the background, got that first. First thing you do when you set up the lights, do not even turn your remote on. Get the background how you want it to look. Change your settings in your camera, how you want the background to look. You want it a little brighter, that's fine. Normally I like it on the darker side. But first thing, get that background to look how you want it. Change your camera settings. Do not even turn the lights on. Get your camera settings how you want them. Once you do that, you can go turn your rim lights on, turn them on your remote. After you have this set up, one thing to remember is don't even touch your camera settings. If you touch your camera settings after you have already got the background set, once you start messing with your lights, it's just going to mess up the background and mess up the whole look. So, first thing I do once I get the background is get my rim lights how I want them. How bright do I want the highlights? Sometimes I do them a little brighter than I want, sometimes they're a little darker. These had blue gels on them, so they had to have a little more power. The gel takes away some of the power with the lights. So this light right here, you can see it's just enough on her face. Her hair, as you can see in the images, was on this side, taking up most of that light on the other side. And they were evenly set, so I knew if anybody had their hair back, it would hit them the same on both sides. You can see right here the exact same highlight on her shoulders, on her hands, right there by her elbows, all the way down. You can see there's highlights all the way down. That's the look you want to get. You don't want them too bright to where the rim lights are creeping onto her face. If you have that, you may have them too close to you. So you may need to back them up a little bit, put them more behind her and facing towards her. You may have them too close to the side of her, and that might be why half of their face are turning red or blue. You don't want that. You do want some blue highlights because you're having blue smoke and you're having the with three lights, you can't really avoid that. But for the most part, you don't want it on them. You want it to outline them, like this light right here is doing, outlining them. Next, once I get the rim lights how I want them, you can see even compared to here, it's lighting up some of the rim pretty nicely. You start adding in your main light. Again, you don't touch settings. You do not touch the settings for the rim lights after this. Do not move them. Do not touch them. You know this is how you want it. You know the gym is looking the way you want it. Figure out your main light. Figure out if you need to move it closer. If you have it on full power, they're still too dark. Don't change your ISO. Don't change your settings. Just move it closer to them. Move it closer to them. Make them brighter. Have it at a little high angle, facing down. If you only have one light without a fill, that way it helps light up their whole body. This is done with three lights. You can see it lights up pretty much all of them. The entire person is lit up. You want it to where they're not too bright. You can brighten them up a little bit just fine if you need to when you edit. But if they're too bright, the highlights in their face, if you blow some of those out or make them too bright, those are hard to bring back. You can more than likely never bring them back. Versus if they're a little too dark, you can bring up the highlights. You can bring up the exposure in the entire image, just half a stop normally, and that's fine. This to me, she's a little dark, too dark in camera, and that's not as blue as you would like it. That's how it's going to be most of the time. The gels make it blue, but they don't make it pop. That's what editing's for. So you can get it to pop in camera, but if you want a gentle highlight around them without blowing out, these are bright, but they're not blown out. There's still detail there. You can't make it this blue in camera. So you have to edit a little bit. And like I said, just make sure it's a soft light on them. You don't want a super harsh light on anybody really. I mean, maybe if like you have a football team with helmets on, that's fine. But then this is the edit. So this is raw straight out of camera. This is the editing. All I did for this image, I brought up the exposure half a stop. You can still see the background's dark. That's because I also brought down the blacks just a little bit. It's at like -5. Next, the vibrance is at a good solid 30 or 40. Bring up the blues, saturation individually. And then that's all you have to do. That's all I did. This image goes from this one to this one. This is your final image you can send them. And that's the setup. If y'all have any questions, want to know more, want to know how you get a specific look, want to know what camera I use, how I edit, how I grew my business, the payment method I use, how I set up on site. If you wanted to get on a one-on-one call with me, feel free to check out my link. I am going to put that in the description down below. It'll be the very first link. Once you join, you can get a free call and we can go over really any topic you're struggling with, photography, business, all of it. Whether you're just starting out or you have some clients, or you're just wanting to join a group of couple hundred photographers, share your work, get some feedback on yours, feel free to join. The links down below. Be in the description.